Hello everyone, welcome back to Automation Tech Guru. So as you know, maybe the SpecFlow is not available. It is gone from the Microsoft Package Manager also after December 31st, 2024. Today we are diving in deep into the end of SpecFlow and what you should use instead. SpecFlow was once the go-to tool for BDD in .NET, but now no more updates, no more free support. But don't worry, we have better, faster, and more future-proof alternatives. Stay tuned because I will show you the best tools, how to set up them, and even a full hands-on coding demo. So let's start. So agenda for today's video is why consider an alternative to SpecFlow, top 3 alternatives to SpecFlow for BDD in .NET, why choose Reqnroll over SpecFlow, why we choose Behave.NET over SpecFlow, and why consider Cucumber for .NET over SpecFlow. Hands-on coding, full tutorial, step-by-step guide. In that we will see full Reqnroll setup and tutorial, full Behave.NET setup and tutorial, and Cucumber for .NET setup and tutorial. And then after we will see the quick comparison between SpecFlow and these alternatives. So why consider an alternative to SpecFlow? SpecFlow is the best alternative tools for BDD in .NET 2025 guide. So SpecFlow has been a dominant behavior driven development framework in .NET for many years but in 2025 developers and companies are increasingly looking for alternative. Here is why. First is community support decline, fewer updates and fewer contributions. One of the biggest concerns for long-term framework adoption is community engagement and active development. SpecFlow's community involvement has significantly decreased over time due to fewer contributors. The number of active contributors on GitHub has declined. This means fewer bug fixes and slower implementation of new features, longer response times. So issues and features requests on platform like GitHub and Stack Overflow are getting fewer responses, limited roadmap updates. So compared to emerging tools, SpecFlow's roadmap isn't an aggressive in adapting in new trends like native cloud testing or AI-based test generation. But why this matters? So a strong community ensures ongoing innovations, faster bug fixes and better support. When a tool loses engagements, its future becomes uncertain, making migration safer long-term strategies. Next is performance issue. So many teams using SpecFlow in large automation framework report performance bottlenecks, including slow test execution. So as the number of the scenario grows, execution time increase. Some users report that SpecFlow takes significantly longer compared to alternative BDD frameworks like Reqnroll. Heavy gherkin parsing. So SpecFlow relies on parsing feature files, which can slow down test runs, and especially in the large projects. Dependency conflicts. So SpecFlow heavily integrates with external dependencies like dependency injection, leading to version conflicts in enterprise projects. But why does this matter? So when running hundreds of thousands of test cases in CI/CD pipeline, it slows execution the slow execution directly impacts development cycles, making team for faster lightweight alternatives. Next is licensing and enterprise uses. So why companies are moving away? So basically, SpecFlow started as an open source project, but in recent year, license charges have raised concern. SpecFlow Plus paid feature some enterprise level features such as report and parallel execution are now logged behind SpecFlow Plus licensing. Commercial uncertainty. So companies worry that SpecFlow might move more features into paid tiers, forcing them to pay for capabilities that were previously free. Vendor locking. So SpecFlow Plus Runner and related services pushed user into their ecosystem, limiting flexibility compared to open alternatives. But why does this matter? So basically, many businesses prefer open source tools with strong enterprise backing but without restrictive license. Tools like Reqnroll and Light BDD are gaining attraction because they remain fully open source. Emerging competitors, new tools offering better features. With new advancement in automation testing, several modern BDD tools are offering faster execution. Tools like Reqnroll are optimized for speed and lightweight execution. Faster execution, faster integration. So some of the alternative natively support XUnit and unit and MS test without complex dependencies. More readable syntax, new frameworks introduce improved BDD steps definitions that are easier to maintain. So basically, uh, if you think it is a time to move on from SpecFlow, so I think if you are facing like slow test execution, dependency issues, uncertain licensing and support, and lack of new features, it's the perfect time to explore modern BDD tools that offer better performance and future proofing for your automation framework. So what is the alternative for this? So I am just introducing top 3 alternative to SpecFlow for BDD in .NET. First is why choose Reqnroll over SpecFlow. So if you are looking for a modern, lightweight and actively maintained alternative to SpecFlow, Reqnroll is one of the best options available in 2025. This guide will take you through everything you need to install, configure and use Reqnroll for BDD testing in .NET. So first we will see what is Reqnroll. So it's a fork of SpecFlow but with the better performance, fully compatible with existing SpecFlow projects and actively maintained with the community support. Why we can choose it? So faster time execution time, no force SpecFlow plus licensing issue, and seamlessly transition from the existing SpecFlow users. If you are using SpecFlow, so you can just migrate to the Reqnroll also. What are the advantages of this? So it is lightweighted and faster, so optimized for modern .NET framework. No external dependencies is required. Unlike SpecFlow, it doesn't rely on dependency injection. Seamless integration, so it will work with NUnit, XUnit and MS test. Also active development and community support, constant update and improvement are available with this. But there are some disadvantage also there. So small community than SpecFlow. Obviously it is a new, so the newer frameworks should have may have a smaller community for of users and available support compared to well established SpecFlow. Potential learning curve for new users. While the core concept are similar, users unfamiliar with gherkin or BDD may need to invest time in learning the framework. Limited enterprise features. Compared to SpecFlow premium features, Reqnroll may lack some advantages enterprise level functionality, less establishment or tooling integration. So some third-party tools and integration might be more readily available for SpecFlow compared to Reqnroll. Why we can choose XBehave.net over SpecFlow. So first we will understand what is XBehave. So it is a light-weighted, fluent BDD framework for .NET. Uses Lambda explanation instead of gherkin files, and also best for the developers who prefer writing tests in C# instead of external feature files. Why we can choose XBehave? So no need to manage extra feature files, works with seamlessly with XUnit, and also faster execution compared to SpecFlow. So what are the advantage of XBehave.net? So it is built on XUnit, no extra dependencies, and it can work naturally with XUnit. Fluent BDD syntax uses an easy to read and code first approach. Faster execution, so no working files parsing overhead. No additional configuration required, so it is worked with existing XUnit setups. But it have some disadvantages. So limited flexibility. The natural language syntax can sometimes be restrictive when try to express complex test scenario or advanced assertions, potentially requiring workarounds. Steeper learning curve. So while the natural language syntax might be easier for non-technical users, developers may need to learn a new way of writing tests with XBehave.net. Potential maintenance issues. So if the project using the XBehave.net is not actively maintained, future updates or compatibility issue could arise. Less feature rich. So compared to standard XUnit syntax, XBehave.net might lack some advanced features and customization options. Why we can consider Cucumber for .NET over SpecFlow. So first we will understand what is the Cucumber.net. So it is the most widely used BDD framework globally. Work with Java, JavaScript and .NET, and also require Cucumber JVM integration. Why we can choose the Cucumber.net? So best for the teams using Cucumber in different languages, strong open source support, and also supports living documentation for test cases. What are the advantages of the Cucumber.net? So it is a enterprise support, so packing by the smartware, providing commercial grade support, gherkin based, so uses industry standard given when and syntax, cross language compatibility, so it will work with the Java, JavaScript, Python, Ruby and .NET. Seamlessly CI/CD integration, so CI/CD integration, so it is well integrated with Jenkins, Azure DevOps, GitHub Actions, and also rich reporting and analytics. So it is a commercially version of a detailed execution insights. Still it have some disadvantages like learning curve, so new users might need to take time to grasp the gherkin syntax and BDD concepts. Potential for overhead. Writing detailed scenario can be time consuming, especially for complex functionality. A little bit slower test execution. It is compared to traditional unit test. Cucumber test can sometimes be slower to run due to the overhead of interpreting the syntax or gherkin syntax. Dependency on supporting frameworks. So it is required integration with other testing tools like Selenium to perform complex UI interactions, and also potential for the ambiguity. If scenarios are not clearly defined, misunderstanding can arise regarding expected behavior. So these are the three different tools we have seen, like Reqnroll, then XBehave, and also Cucumber. So these are the three tools which can be used as a replacement of the SpecFlow. So let's go to the hands-on coding. The full tutorial we will see step-by-step guide. So let's start with the hands-on coding. First we will see the installation prerequisites. So you can see here, before installing Reqnroll, we can ensure that we have the .NET SDK, that you can use the .NET 6.0, 7.0, 8.0, or it is 9.0 also available. And you should have the Visual Studio 2022 with .NET development tools, and also you should have the NuGet package manager. If still you don't have these things, you just need to install. You just need to go to this website and need to do the installation. So let's show you. You just need to go to Visual Studio dot Microsoft dot download .com/downloads. So you can see here there are three different versions available. This is the free tool, free version, that is community. You can have a paid version, professional, enterprise, or you can have 1 month free trial for these also. So you can download from here and you can install. After installation you will get the Visual Studio 2022 in your machine. So let's open this and let's go to this. So now full Reqnroll setup for and tutorial. So let's start with the Reqnroll. So first we need to manually we can create the test project using Visual Studio, and for that what we need to do, we just need to go to Visual Studio and we need to go to the create a new project. So you can search for simple and unit 3 test, or you can search for the Reqnroll. So it's already there. If you search for this project, so you can see this is the project is already built with the .NET. So you don't need to add any specific DLLs or any packages for this particular tool. So let's go to next, and then you can just change the project name. Test. You can just put the name of the project. I just put this test. Okay, and if you want to put the solution in project in the same directory, you just need to check box on. So you just need to check it out and then click on create. So now it will ask for the framework. So you can see once you install, you will have these frameworks available in your machine. So I'm just going with the 8.0, and you have three options for the test framework, that is MS Test, XUnit or NUnit. So I will go with the NUnit, and once you select this, you just need to click on create project. So now you can see here. Okay, so this is added. I think some issue with this. So let's close this, and then yeah, now it is showing this dependencies also. So you can see all the required dependencies. It's already installed with this project setup. But if you are creating any other project other than this Reqnroll project, then you need to add these packages from the package manager, like NUnit 3, NUnit, and Reqnroll NUnit. These three we need to add if you manually creating other project other than this project. How you will do that? You can just right click on it, and when you right click, it will ask for this manage NuGet package, and you can search whatever packages you need to install. You can install from here. We already installed this, so it's showing installed, but if you want to browse, you can have multiple projects here also. Okay, next is, so now we created the project. Sorry, now we created the project, we added the NuGet packages, and now we will add the feature file. So it's already added, but if you want to add, you can just right click on it and then go to add and click on new item. When you select test, yeah, you can select this one, so you can see feature file for Reqnroll. This is the feature file you can add, but we already added here. So what we can do, we can just rename this feature file directly, and we can just put like search. Okay, and the same name we can change for this also. We can just change this also. Yes. Okay, now we have changed the we have just added the feature file and the step definition. And then so if you want to add anything, you can just I just open this, so you can see this. You can add the scenario, what scenario you want. So what I will do, I will just change it to search in Google. Okay, I will search with Google. So given I'm on Google homepage. Okay, then when I search for when I search for automation tech Google. Okay, then search result should display. Okay, so these are the three we have created now. So it's saying already there because we have modified it, right? So what we can do, we can just go to the step definition and just replace with this. Okay, no need to put any number here, and we just remove this. This is also not required. We can remove this code. This is the default code is added, right? Then we can copy this and search here. So we are searching for this word, right? So instead of this, what we can do, we need to use we just need to remove this, and in the curly bracket you need to use string. That's it, and then it will show the results. So for this also we can add this. Okay, yeah. Now this is the so now we need to implement the this search page. Okay, so we have added these three methods also, and if I build this, it will showcase clearly. Okay, now you can see it is saying is invalid parameter. One parameter is expected and this is expected. So what we need to change? Yes, obviously this should be the string search term. Maybe we can have the name like search term, what we want to search here. So why I put it this like this, so that you can understand uh, what errors we can have and how we can avoid that. That's why I put it this like this. Okay, so we need to remove this also. If you see, now the errors will gone. We need to build it again. Yes, now it is gone. And if you go to the definition, it comes to this. Okay, now next, since we are working with the selenium, so we need to add selenium also. What we can do, we can go to the NuGet package and we can search for the selenium. So you can just install selenium. So if you see here, we added the step definition. Now we can build and run and then manually enable this hooks, and then we can have the JSON and then the selenium. So for hook also, what you need to do, you just need to go to this and you can just add one. You just need to go to add and class, and this class name should be hook. So what I will do, I will just create the class name here, hooks. Okay, and this class is public class and we need to bind it. So we can use here binding. Okay, now and then we can put some methods like public void before scenario. Generally we use these methods in SpecFlow as well, right? So these are the before scenario. In that you can have the tag also here in this before scenario. So it's just copied from the SpecFlow itself, or you can add the after scenario also. So let me copy this, and then this will be the after scenario. Okay, and this method should be after scenario method. So in this way you can add the hooks. Now we already installed the Selenium, and if you want to use individual drivers like Chrome or Firefox or any other driver, so for that you can just search for the you can just go to the NuGet package and you can see this is the Selenium web driver, Chrome driver, or you need to install individually. Why it is giving the error? Okay. Or otherwise what we can do, we can use web driver manager. Now this is the new thing which web driver manager, this is the new thing. It's having all the web driver within, so you can install this one, web driver manager, and just install this. Okay, now so this will it is not required to add any specific browser driver, you need to use this only. Now what we can do next, okay, so now we have added the manually Selenium, we have added the manager, we have created the hook. Okay, so in this way you can create this kind of framework or project, and then you can proceed with the basic Selenium uh, syntaxes or whatever Selenium is already there. If you want, you can just go to my YouTube channel. And tag group, and you can find more on Selenium and everything. So you can see here, this is the YouTube channel, and you can go to this.
Hello
And
friends,
here you can see
welcome
there
back
are
to my
lots of
YouTube channel
videos I have created for Selenium. You can see also there are lots of videos for Sharp, Selenium, Python. These are the C# videos, and here you can see you can also learn C++. You can also learn the C hash. And if you want, you can go to the playlist also.
Hello friends.
Using this playlist you can have C. These are the yeah, these are the Selenium C# tutorial. So it having the 20 different videos. You can just
This
go
AI
to
tool
this.
is better than Midjourney for one-time cost because
You can create unlimited AI.
So in this way you can just find out what you want from the based on your requirement. You can go through this YouTube channel. Now next is how we can set up the xbehave.net. We will see the full setup and tutorial also for this. So let's go next. So first again we need to create a .NET project, test project. So for that what we can do, we can just go to the Visual Studio again, and here what we can do, we can just right click here and add new project. So it will go again the template folder. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to search for the X unit, because XBehave just work with the X unit project. So you can see this is the X unit test project. You just need to click next, and you can put X behave tutorial. Okay, and then you just need to go to next. Now it will ask for the .NET 8.0, and it by default it is taking XUnit test framework instead of NUnit. So let's open this. Now you can see this is created now, and you can see the package is also whatever package is coming with this. So you can see it is having the XUnit framework test framework, and also this is required XUnit runner.visual studio. So these two is more compulsory for running this XUnit framework. Okay, now what you need to do, you just need to create a folder here, because this is a new project. So you can just need to go to folder and create a new folder test. Okay, now next is what I can do is okay, colors with this, and then now what we can do, we can create one class. Next is you can add a class. So this is the class, and you can put name as search test. Okay, so whatever your requirement, based on that you can put the name of the test class. Now this is the class. Now what we need to do, we need to just create this public class, and then we can create methods like public void search, because we want to search something from the Google, right? And on this you just need to put like scenario. You just need to add scenario. Okay, for that you need to use using XUnit. Yes. Okay, and next is using XBehave. Okay, now we can see if it is coming. No, it is not coming. So scenario. Install package curtain. Okay, why it is not coming? Because we have not installed XBehave, right? So that is why it is not coming. So we need to install XBehave. Yes, I missed it. Because that is the main project which is required. Right. you can use this using X where it is installed. Where we have installed it. Okay, it is installed with Reqnroll now. There, you don't need it. Okay, it is installed in this. Now what we can do, we need to install with this project. So right click here and go to the manager. Okay, now this is the new manager and you get packages for this, right? Now we can search for the XBHIP. So okay, let's search for it. Now we need to install this. Okay. Yeah, now this is installed here. Let's just clean the solution. Since we are using first time, right, so we will see some different kind of issues, but where more or less when we create more test cases, right, it will automatically come to it. Yeah, now it is coming. Okay, this is the X behave. Now we created this class and we can create the scenario. So how this scenario is written, I'm just showing that also. So what we need to write in the scenario, we just need to put double quotes and we copy the same step whatever we have written here, right, in this. I just showcase how it comes. Okay, and we can put in the double quote given and remove this. Then in the next line dot X, and then you need to use open a this, and then again one more, and then you need, this is the syntax little bit different what we have used to, right, and then you can write whatever you want here in the curly bracket. So basically what is it is given, so it is expected the curly. Yeah, so this is the syntax. You need to put the scenario. This is the scenario given. I am on Google homepage. Then you can have this .x, and in the X you can have the code, whatever code you want to add. You can put the required code. In this way you can create your your test cases. Okay, now next is, again you can have the you can already you can install the Selenium and you can also create the hooks. So same way you can create the hooks which we have created here. There is nothing new in to creating hook. Now move to next is Cucumber for .NET setup and tutorial. So let's go to the Cucumber. So how we can use that? For that also, so again go to Visual Studio and let's just close this, and then create a new project again. and here you need to create a class library, not the project. You can search for any class library which support for the C hash, right? So I just select this class library, and just the class library. I'm just not putting anything. Class library, maybe I put BDD. Okay, next, go to the next, and this will be, you can have the .NET Core, because these are the out of support. You can have the .NET 8. Now create this. Basically, this class library is basically using the SpecFlow itself. So I think no need to create this project here, because it's saying that may install the Cucumber.NET package. So let's see if this package is available or not. So if I go to the add, or not add, we will go to the NuGet package. So I don't know if it is available now or not. So basically it is based on the Gherkin, and this package you need to add. For now it is showing for the SpecFlow only, not specifically any Cucumber.NET. So we will see in previous next videos. If it is available, then I will create a new video for this Cucumber for .NET, all the setup. Okay, so now we will move to the end of this video.